Hello and welcome back to another video. If you're looking for recommendations on one manhwa to read, then here are some that I've read recently that might be of interest. Manhwa titles are timestamped in the video for your convenience. Our first manhwa for today is Warrior Grandpa and Supreme Granddaughter, a Mura manhwa that I've currently read up to chapter 78 on. Its main character is Liu Jinshan and Liu Sol, a rare sight to see in my opinion where a manhwa has two main characters. A grandfather and granddaughter pair who sadly saw their whole family massacred by an unknown group. Escaping with only their lives, Liu Jinshan, originally part of a family who followed the orthodox way of life for martial practitioners, now resolves to do anything possible to ensure Sol's safety growing up as best as possible, even if he himself doesn't seem to have much time left due to old age. Will Jinshan be able to live long enough to see Sol be an adult? Sol, though, seems to be quite gifted in martial arts. Be prepared for a touching yet brutal tale. The story is 8 out of 10. A little slow to start considering what it has to lay the foundation for. If you're able to get through the first setup arc, then in my opinion the patience pays off. Without getting into it further, I've enjoyed what the plot has been able to do with the groundwork it laid out so early on. The characters are 9 out of 10. This dual main protagonist is something that I haven't seen often in manhwa, and it really works well with the grandpa-granddaughter duo of Jinshan and Sol. In addition, the relationships and connections they make along the way are actually utilized, although it does take some time to get there. The art is 8 out of 10. Due to the contrast that exists between Jinshan's and Sol's illustrations, this puts the manhwa's overall feeling to be both cute yet serious at the same time. It's able to lean on one character or another to change the tone of the moment throughout the story. Due to that, I've never really gotten bored of that art style. So if you're a fan of Mura manhwas but want to follow a more personal story of a grandfather and granddaughter as they try to stay alive in the unforgiving yet caring Mura world, then make sure to take a look at Warrior Grandpa and Supreme Granddaughter. It might just be a good fit. This next manhwa to look over is I Was Immediately Mistaken for a Monster Genius Actor, a modern manhwa that I've currently read up to chapter 41 on. The protagonist of this manhwa is Kang Woo-jin, a design major who, through a friend, ends up being forced to participate in an audition for a variety show. Weirdly enough, as he receives the script to show what he is very not capable of, he sees an odd rift beside the script. As he proceeds to touch it, he gets sent to a weird space that depicts the scene he is reading as if it's real, and of course, he acts accordingly. Once the scene is finished, he comes back to reality to the surprised faces of the judges. Of course, he gets selected to take part, and now Woo-jin starts on the road to become a monster genius actor. The story is 6 out of 10. With a somewhat limited set of chapters after the initial hook, there isn't really anything else to explore as most of the time has been spent following Woo-jin's very new journey into the world of acting. And clearly, with his ability, the reactions he gets from fellow actors, producers, and staff are warranted. The characters are 7 out of 10. The one particular note I want to emphasize here is that Woo-jin is very much aware that he himself has no acting chops, but thanks to the ability, he can pursue that field, which of course if anyone was in his position, you would probably enjoy it, and probably freak out a bit too initially, but that self-understanding is part of the charm of this work. The art is also 7 out of 10. Given the acting genre, be prepared to see a multitude of scenes from Woo-jin's promising acting career, in addition to quite the humorous caricatures of him as he keeps getting misunderstood in various situations. Of course, in a quite funny tone. So if you're a fan of the modern acting genre, like To Be an Actor or Genius Actor's Aura from my previous videos, but want a more comedic feel to it, then make sure to take a look at I Was Immediately Mistaken for a Monster Genius Actor. I Will Not Return to My Family is the name of our next manhwa. It's a romance manhwa that I've currently read up to chapter 71 on. Letitia Leroy is the name of its main character, and she is the eldest daughter of the noble Leroy family, a noble family whose situation was not so great before they started having kids. Now, after being able to rise again and be quite the affluent household, Letitia is regarded as a disgrace as all of the family members except for her have manifested so-called powers. be it a talent in a specific field or something more tangible like creating flowers out of thin air. No matter the case, after enduring this type of treatment within her own home, Letitia has finally had enough and distances herself from her family. From these activities, she finds a fallen noble's house who treats her more like family than her own. Things start to shift as the fortunes of the fallen noble household rises while her family's fall. What does this mean? The story is 8 out of 10. A story on family, both good and bad. We can see Letitia's journey as a realization that family are the people that care about you deeply and those you care about deeply. At the same time, just because you share blood doesn't mean that they should be considered family to Letitia. You could also say that this story is about falling, rising, and revenge. The characters are also 8 out of 10. My main gripe, but at the same time praise for the manhwa, is how despicable, self-centered, and overall attitude that Letitia's family has of her. Even though she is the eldest daughter and assisted the family in many ways, and I am making some assumptions here, there is nothing in my eyes that redeems that type of behavior. The art is 8 out of 10 as well. Considering that it is a romantic fantasy manhwa, the art style and general feel is familiar for fans of the genre. The character designs and illustrations look good, while it has also had some time to display some cute alternative ones that offer some slight change for the eyes here and there. So if you're a fan of romantic fantasy stories and want to see a main character who has to learn the hard way that she can choose her own happiness with a side dish of sweet revenge, then I Will Not Return to My Family might just be onto something for you. Our next manhwa to look over is Legendary Hero is an Academy Honors Student, a reincarnation manhwa that I've currently read up to chapter 26 on. The focus of this story is on Kyle, a member of a hero party who faced the primordial evil Erebos whose existence would spell the world's destruction. However, due to initially unexplained reasons, he perished and woke up as Leo in the future of his world. Curious as how the world has fared since he last walked on it, Leo walks a path to get stronger. That is, until it is noted that all of his party members are regarded as heroes, but he isn't. Why is that? Does it have something to do with his reincarnation? Is there more that he has to face in this new life? The potential is 9 out of 10. While the overall concept of reincarnating into the same world isn't new, it's something that always interests me when it is used. And for the record, it hooked me right away. Due to the first couple of chapters not delving deeper into Kyle's past but instead Leo's present, it offers a perspective of mystery that both Leo and the readers have to discover together instead of knowing the answer beforehand. The art is 8 out of 10. From the get-go, Leo's experience in combat from his life as Kyle serves him well and is illustrated right away. This then continues to extend to other aspects as Leo joins an academy to further discover his old future and new past. It tends to lean on overpowered second life quite a bit. So if you're a fan of following newer stories and like manhwas that have their main character reincarnate in the future of that same world, similar to my blasted reincarnated life from my previous videos, then give Legendary Hero is an Academy Honor Student a shot. Another week, another highlight. For those unaware, this is the section of the video I update impressions for manhwa that I've previously covered. Today's highlight is Worn and Torn Newbie, which I've now read up to chapter 220 on. Info card and description will have links to my original opinion. Lee Yojin's ambition to live this second life as a way to not have any regrets from playing Deus Ex Machina, or DEM for short, has continued. As he made his way to the top, even getting his nickname of Stagnant Water, he utilized all of his previous knowledge to monopolize the events happening within the game to benefit mostly himself, but also those he keeps close along the way. Even repairing relationships he thought were once irreparable, to forming a team of individuals to compete in the esports world of DEM, Eojin has truly shifted from his original purpose and first life. Now having to face this new reality of being a leader, will he be able to keep on the up and up, or will he face struggles that he can't overcome from having lived through one life already? My previous scores for this manhwa was 9 out of 10 for art and characters, and 8 out of 10 for story. The art stays the same, as while the pacing of the story has slowed slightly, it's been able to showcase a lot of PvP aspects due to the current arc being so heavily invested in the esports portion of Eojin's career as a pro player. The characters also stay the same at 9 out of 10 as Eugene current journey has seen multiple relationships develop, contort, and cut throughout the second life. Even the most recent, very important individual to the world of Dem was at least initially a surprise for both me as a reader and clearly Eugene. That alone, in my opinion, warrants a 9 out of 10 score, due to the mystery behind that character. The story goes down 2 points from 8 out of 10 to 6 out of 10 as, due to that esports focus, the pacing of the overall manhwa has slowed considerably. While there have been some development of the plot like I alluded to earlier, it isn't enough to keep most readers engaged if you aren't already heavily invested in the plot. Some may enjoy these aspects, but I personally don't that much. Warnentor Newbie is quite the long-standing manhwa considering it has over 200 chapters. So if you're a fan of modern regression manhwas focused on the gaming or esport MMO scene similar to Ranker's Return from my previous videos, then make sure to binge Warnentor Newbie if you haven't had the chance yet. Would you agree or would you not? Comment down below your thoughts on Warnentor Newbie. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Write in the comment section down below what manhwa you've been reading and I might just take a look. Till next time though, have a good read.